Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming to our first live PK here in Santa Fe Springs. Our first PK here is on stains and sealers and concrete overlays. We're really excited to have you here. I'm joined here by Jorge Felix, Raul Nunez, and Joe Devlin. We're here to talk to you today and perform the seminar. We're very excited to be here. Let us know if you have any questions. It's going to last about 40 to 45 minutes with a little bit of a hands-on portion, which is very exciting, along with the Q&A at the very, very end. So let us know if you have any questions by actually typing here, and we'll be answering those questions during our live Q&A portion towards the end of the seminar. Thanks. First, just a little bit of a brief overview about the company. The company was founded in 1963 by two very, very good friends, Bill Sibrel and Bob Benson. Bill was a paint salesman that helped to start the company along with Bob. Bob was a chemist from UCLA and a World War II veteran. They had humble beginnings and started selling oils into the mountain areas. Eventually, they started into waterproofing systems in the 80s and eventually transformed the company. Now on its third generation. If you look on the right here, that's our current manufacturing facility as of 2020. Now we're in 2021. And we have our silos there up on the top right-hand corner, along with all of the buildings that encompass all of Life Specialty Coatings. So we've had a lot of expansion. We also manufacture cements in Texas. So we distribute nationally, but we've really made a big transition since 1963, now in 2021. Also, as a quick note, we were the first company in the USA to develop heat reflective technology for commercial waterproof coatings applications. So right after Desert Storm, we actually started to develop technology that was used during the war that protected our tanks and hid our tanks in the desert. And we used that same technology and integrated it within our waterproof coatings for roofs, decks, walls, to reduce the temperature inside structures, so commercial structures and residential structures. So it actually helps with fade retention and also helps with reducing temperature inside the structure itself. A little bit more about the company too, and what we're all about. We love to write specs. We love to get down in the trenches and actually check out the full product itself on site. So we love to do the job inspections. We love to write hard specs and proprietary specifications, whether it's with an architect or a manager or with a contractor. And then once we go and walk that project, we love to help award a warranty along with contractors. We also love to look at blueprints before for pre-construction design. HOA presentations, lunch and learns, we're huge on education. We always want to make sure that proper coating techniques are used on job sites. That way we have a minimal amount of job errors that happen out nationally. We're huge, again, on training. So any type of training, whether it's hands-on training for a live demo or training that happens via PK, it's always free training on a job site or at our facility. We also do private demos and award certificates of factory training certificates. So that you're a qualified applicator to install Life Specialty Coatings material. Also, one thing that we do that not a lot of other companies do in the industry is we're actually in-house manufacturing. So we're not two-stepping a lot of products. We're actually manufacturing those products in-house. So what that means is we always do all the quality control in-house. So the R&D department, quality control, we're making sure that every product that goes out to our distributors is quality products. Lastly, another thing we're big on is the tech support just in general. We have 6 former contractors on staff, which is pretty insane. A lot of companies don't have that type of benefit. If there's any questions regarding installation procedures, we're here to answer those questions. So you can always talk to one of those former contractors that are working for us now. That way we can help you best with the pre-construction meetings, project inspections, and detail and design review. One other thing we just want to touch on very fast is that we're part of a lot of different types of organizations that maybe you've heard of before, like CACM, CAI. iCry. We also do a lot with ACC, Energy Star, CSI. We've worked with a lot of very large home builders throughout the United States, Lennar, Toll Brothers, McCarthy, and we've worked on some very high-profile projects for Boeing, LA Unified School District, LAX Airport, and also a lot with property management companies such as Seabreeze and Alliance. We've been out there for a very, very long time. We work with the engineers for a lot of these companies and a lot of the contractors here. So we always like to be very, very involved to make sure the project is a true success. Lastly, we just want to touch a little bit on the different aspects of where our products are on our different presentations. And this is the last thing before we move on. We do a lot of waterproof decking systems, manufacture a lot of waterproof coatings for podium decks, elevated decks, plywood decks, vehicular traffic. Also, we manufacture a lot of exterior wall coatings for commercial applications and residential applications. A lot of concrete resurfacing systems for walkways, courtyards, old podium decks, all those different types of applications. And lastly, a lot of interior resinous floor coating applications, such as the epoxy coatings, the chemical resistant urethanes, polyurea, all of those. So all in one, we're really your building envelope manufacturer where you can consolidate all under us. So that's it for my portion. I'm going to hand the rest off of why we use overlays and concrete stains and sealers to Raul Nunez, Joe Devlin, and Jorge Felix. So thank you very much.
Yes, hi, my name's Joe Devlin. I'm from Life Specialty Coatings. We manufacture life deck products and we manufacture a lot of different other type of products. We will be talking today regarding stains and sealers. Why use overlays? Why use overlays, especially stains and sealers over decorative concrete? There's so many different things that you could do to refurbish the concrete, so to turn ugly concrete in and make it look aesthetically really nice and safe. So there's different types of refurbishing you can do. You can make tile patterns, you can make flagstone, overlays, as you can see on the page, stains. So where we actually did an overlay with stains and sealers to make everything look really nice and safe. You can do this on balconies, walkways, pools, patios, breezeways. There's a lot of different things that you could use it on. And what's nice about it, it keeps your costs down, makes everything look good, and you don't have to tear out the concrete and redo it. Plus, a lot of the coatings are all UV stable, so that way they're good against ultraviolet rays from the sun. So they'll hold their color and they won't fade out as quick. So there's a lot of different things that we'll be covering as we move on. Okay, now we're going to be talking about penetrating stains and semi-opaque stains. We make a lot of different types of stains. We have a translucent stain, which is a penetrating stain that will give you modeling, and it penetrates into the surface. You can seal it. It'll be UV stable, and as you can see on the right, the picture, we've done it with multiple colors of penetrating stain, which you can see how the modeling is and everything. It gives it a real nice rich look and safe and protective finish. On the bottom one is more of like our semi-opaque stain, which is if you had like stained concrete and it didn't, the whole surface was blotchy, you can actually use the semi-opaque stain, which is going to make it more uniform. So the surface will look nice and uniformed. We can pretty much make any color in that. As you can see, it still gives you a really nice finish, safe and durable, UV stable too. As we move on, as you can see on the left, you can see some of the different finishes that you can create, which are very high-end finishes. And you can take a look at them regarding using the stains in that and the different options you have. You know, there's a flagstone look, there's your polished cement look. There's a lot of different types of overlay finishes on your left side that you can take a look at, and those are just a few of the different finishes that we have to offer. You can see on our right side we actually have the 20 series. That's our translucent stains, that penetrating stains. Below that we have our semi-opaque stains, and you can see there's a big variety of colors that you can use. So there's so many different things that you can do and so many different stains. I always suggest that you call, you can look on our website, or you can call us, and we can actually get the information to you regarding, you can see all the different things and options you have to be able to use, the different types of stains or overlays to create whatever look you want. Okay, now you can see that on our left side we actually have some of the waterproof systems that we offer with some of the different types of finishes. So we're showing like a crater trowel finish, knockdown, some wood plank finishes. So there's so many different finishes you can do regarding waterproofing on a deck and finish it off to make it look like whatever you really want. That's just an example of a few on the left. On the right side you can see a lot of the decorative patterns that we have to offer. We actually hold classes on teaching how to do the different methods. You can look online on our website. You can call into the office and talk to our support group, and you'll be able to see too that we actually do a lot of demoing and live demoing. So we teach a lot of the different classes on techniques for doing the different finishes. Okay, now we're going to be discussing about different types of sealers. We make a lot of high quality sealers. You can see that we have the 4001, 4002, and the GPD. Those are all single component sealers that we have that are really good. They're all UV protection, so they're all UV resistant, and they're good for sealing over the surfaces. They good against hot tire pickup. So there's a lot of advantages. Then we have the better, which is getting into more like CRUs, which are chemical resistant urethanes that are resistant to a lot of chemicals and higher end stuff. Dropping like motor oil or hot grease. And then, as you can see, we have our best, which are 2-component CRUs, and we have it in water bases. So those are highly chemical resistant, which are resistant to cooking oils and different other chemicals, sulfuric acid. So we have a lot of different sealers to offer. These are all good sealers. That's on just the water base. Now, if you go down below, we're actually have a lot of sealers that are solvent-based sealers. So we have your lacquer sealers, which your lacquer sealers are like stone glaze is more of a lacquer, which are good. They're very vibrant. They bring out the color, especially if you're staining and that. They'll bring out the color on the surface. Then we get into your aliphatic top coats, which your aliphatic top coats are really high-end top coats, and those are very resistant to UVs. They'll last anywhere from 3 to 5 years in hot, direct sun. Then, of course, we have the CRUs that are solvent-based, and the polyureas, which are all 2-component sealers that are really high-end sealers that resist all types of chemicals and are resistant to different types of where there's chemicals being spilled or real high-end use, where there's going to be tons of wear and tear on it, driving forklifts or heavy equipment on it. Then you can see over to the right is just an example of a couple of pictures of the different finishes that are available, and showing the overlays with the sealers on them. We have different sheens. Our sheens are anywhere from a matte finish all the way to a high gloss. We make a lot of natural look penetrating sealers too that work really well with our translucent stains. They'll actually penetrate in. You don't even know they're on the surface until you actually put like water onto the surface, and it'll bead right up. So we offer a big variety of different types of stains that it might be good if you have not sure or you have questions to contact us. You can contact us. We have a great support cast in the office, out in the field. Plus, if you can go to our website, you'll see all the different stains we have to offer. So we have a lot of different things for the different solutions you have. So sometimes it's really good to, if you're not sure of something, is to actually talk to one of our reps, and we can recommend something for you. Okay, now as you guys can see, we're actually just talking about how you guys can go on our website and click on to clear sealers, and it will go over all the different sealers that we have, that we manufacture, and that we offer. And it will give you information on all the different types of sealers, whether you need a residential type sealer or a heavy commercial or a heavy industrial sealer. We make so many different types of sealers, and so this will give you all the different options that you can do. Okay, we are going to be talking about what's the steps to take to prep your surface before actually applying different sealers or different types of overlays. So as you can see, the picture there, you always want to make sure that your concrete is prepped properly. That's the biggest thing about adhesion for overlays, and making sure that the substrate's ready to go. So there's different ways of doing it. We actually have vapor seals, which for vapor drive, we have effervescence blocks for blocking out if there's effervescence up. We have all different techniques. We have liquid grind for actually prepping raw concrete. We have different other methods that we recommend as far as diamond grinding, bead blasting. There's a lot of different types of methods that we use. And then, of course, pressure washing the surface at 2,500 psi or more. Another thing is making sure to clean the surface real well. We recommend using liquid TSP. So there's a lot of different ways of prepping the concrete and preparing it prior to putting down your surface. Okay, regarding existing coatings, if they're already on the surface, depending on how the surface is, there's different ways of prepping it. You might need to do a light grind. You might have to sand it or braid it. You just want to make sure that the surface that's on there is solid and not popping off or anything. And then you want to make sure that you will braid it, so that way the overlays that you're going to do on it are actually going to adhere to it. So we have different types of methods to make sure that we get the best bonding possible. So as you go to our website, you can see a lot of the different things that we offer, or talk to our staff, which will go over and talk to you about what to use and what to look out for regarding prepping the surface prior to putting an overlay over an existing surface. Okay, now we're going to go to heat reflectives versus stains and sealer comparisons. As you can see on our left, we actually have the heat reflective IR coatings, which we manufacture quite a bit of different types of IR coatings. We, as you can see here, we have it on the decks. What we can do is we can actually reduce the temperature down 20 to 30% depending on the color. We can actually change it to where you can walk on barefooted and not burn your feet. it makes a big difference. Versus on our right is looking at the stains and sealers, which there's different looks. You can, as you can see on the right, you can see how the stains and sealers look, and so that you have a lot of different options that you could go. The stains and sealers on the right, you can see how Beautify in a tile look it is. And then on the left, you can actually see just a knockdown with the heat reflectives on. So you have the different options that you could use, and there's different things, regarding whether or not, you need to be able to walk on it barefooted or something, or whether or not you just want to make it look good, aesthetically, in a different type of finish. Now we're going to go over the different steps. As you can see in step 1, we're actually showing the liquid grind being put down, showing it how within 5 minutes it will actually open up the top of the surface and give you a finish like 100 grit sandpaper, so you get great adhesion. You can see there too, as far as filling cracks, we make different products that you design to fill the cracks, so that you route open the different cracks, and we have different things that you could use, and that's all on our website regarding, we make 100% solid one-to-one epoxy fillers. We have cement fillers. We have sloping cements. We have patching cements. So we have a lot of different things that you could use. In step 2, after the surface, you get the surface all nice and clean. Now you're going to prime the surface. A lot of times, if you're going to be doing like an overlay and you're going to be going over it, I like to, as you can see in the picture, we actually lightly sand it. We will use like pumice or skid tex just to sand it, just to broadcast it. That way we get great adhesion. So that's a way to make sure that we get great bonding to the surface. As you go to step 3, you can see like a stain finish with a design. So you can see the type of design, whether it be like more of a semi-opaque to hide all your blemishes. Like in step 4, you can see different like flagstone with a like a tile finish. So there's so many different steps and different finishes that you could do regarding the different looks that you're looking for. As you can see as you go to the left, you can see the result of like a big tile finish with crisscross pattern. So there's so many different looks. It's just you can pick out whatever type of look you desire, and then we can usually go over it with you, or we have classes regarding where we teach a lot of it. So there's a lot of different things that we offer. Okay, now I just wanted to go over a case study that, like we did at the Bellagio Hotel, where we actually, did the, went through the steps, did the prepping, we actually stained it, we actually did a couple different stains, and then we actually sealed it in polyurea, which has been down for years at the Bellagio. So, and that was all using our translucent stains. So there's so many different other things too. We wrote the specs for it. They followed the specification. It's been down. It's got years of use. It's easy to clean. They go at night and they pressure wash it all and to clean the surface. And they like the way it wears and performs, because how many people stand there and watch the waterfalls and drop drinks on the surface. So anyways, that's one of the different things I wanted to bring up. But there's so many different resorts that we've done in Vegas. A lot of different casinos we've done. We've done in heat reflective. We've done in stains. So there's many projects in Vegas itself that we've done. Okay, now we're just going to talk more about the way to find an installer, or to find the different things that you need to look at. As you, of course, can go to our website, and our website has a lot of information on. You can actually check with our local reps that are there to ask any questions and to help you through any type of project you need. We have a great technical support team at the office, so you can call the office, ask questions. We actually have a lot of small samples, live samples that you can look at to give you different finishes that you might want to pick out a different type of finish and sealer. And so we have a lot of different samples that we offer. You could actually come to your project. We can go to your project and we can actually look at your project, write a hard spec, so we can actually give you a spec right to your project, which will tell you all the different steps. And of course, then we do a lot of personal training, where we can actually train your people and train your crews how to do all the different finishes and installing. That we offer, as you can see, is we have apps on the phones, which are very informative. You can actually go to our app on the phone and download Life Specialty Coatings. And as you can see, it doesn't cost anything to download it, and you can actually see that we actually have instruction videos on there, and our instruction videos are step by step, so you can actually watch whatever section you want of the installation of the videos, so you don't have to watch the whole video. And we have it in steps, which is very nice, and it's easy to watch and not get mixed up. We have the calculators where you can punch in your square footage on all our different systems, and it gives you a readout what you need for the job. We have a lot of information regarding our company on there, regarding all the different things that we make, and a lot of information of different things, how we've been making products since 1963. We're a true manufacturer. We make all our products. And of course, you have a choice of going to even, besides all our waterproofing and decking, you have choices going to even our waterproof wall coatings and roof coatings. We have a lot of different things to offer. What we're going to do is give a quick demonstration showing the semi-opaque stains and the translucent stains. So we're going to actually go through real fast and give a quick demonstration so you can see how the end result is, how you can take regular concrete and turn it and make it with a beautiful finish on it. Okay. Today we're actually going to show some staining, the different types of stains that we have. On our right side we actually have a cement colored look, and we're going to do a semi-opaque stain. On our left we have our LD2 white cement, and we're going to do the translucent stains to where they create a lot of modeling and everything. Their finishes on here are trader trowel finishes, which we do a lot of different techniques. That's why we hold a lot of different demos and teach a lot of different methods of different finishes. So this one's going to be more, where aesthetically it's going to be more even all the way across. This one's going to be more where it's going to have all the highs and lows and pick up a lot of modeling. Here's actually a couple boards that we've stained using the semi-transparent stain, and you can see how the modeling is. We actually used two colors on the one. So we used sandstone on this board. We used sandstone and gray slate on this one, and you can see the modeling how it picked up. This one here that we actually did in sandstone and sienna, and you can see how the modeling is. So this is what we were talking about, doing wet on wet, showing the different modeling and the colors. So you can see how it picks up all the modeling. And then we're gonna seal this in a little bit, and so you guys can take a look and see how all the color just jumps out and it gives a real rich look. First one that we're gonna stand is our concrete gray look. So this is our concrete gray cement with a trader trowel finish. We are going to be using semi-opaque stain, which will make your concrete more evenly across. So if you have stains or wherever, it'll hide a lot of the stains. So we're going to show the semi-opaque right now, and you're normally going to shoot this in a Hudson sprayer, but we're actually using just a cheap sprayer because it's such a small board. So you're going to see us shoot it on right now and everything, and so we'll shoot the color on, and we'll move it around. I tell guys a lot of times to just use a medium horse broom to move the stain around. If you're staining a small area, this is another sprayer that works really well. If you're doing a larger area, you want to use a Hudson sprayer. Now we're going to let this, we'll let it dry, so that way you can see how it's going to give a more even look, aesthetically cover any blemishes, and it'll give more of a solid look. And then we'll come back to it. Now we're going to actually do the translucent stain, and this is our LD2 cement with a crater shell finish. So we're going to shoot 2 colors on this one. So we're going to shoot our first color on here, and as it's wet, we're going to shoot our second color. And after it dries, you'll see how the modeling is. It will pick up a lot of highs and lows, and it will give you the modeling. And then once we show how it seals, you'll see all the color jump out on it. So same thing, you want to use a Hudson sprayer when you're doing this normally. Since we're doing it on such a small board, we're just using a regular cheap sprayer. But with a Hudson sprayer and then moving it around with a medium horse broom works really well. You can actually see that how it's going to pick up the highs and lows, and the modeling that it'll be really good. Right now we're just shooting the first color on. I'm going to shoot the second color on. Onto it, and then we're going to let it dry, and then we'll seal it so you can see how all the modeling is. Now what we're going to do is actually seal the surface. This is the one that we stained, the LD2, with 2 colors on the 20 series, which is a translucent color. As you can see, it's dried into the surface. You can see the modeling. What's nice about it, it dried right into the concrete, so it's not going to peel. It's actually part of the surface now. So now we're going to actually seal it, and you'll see how the color comes out on it. So what I'm going to do on this one here, I'm going to use, it's a 7530, which is our single component aliphatic. So this is will be a gloss finish, and it will jump out at you, and it will give you all the color will come out, and you'll see how decorative and how rich looking it is. So I'm actually going to roll this. I'm going to roll this on the surface. Normally, and so I'm going to roll it, and you actually seal it. And as you can see, as I'm sealing it, you can see how the color just jumps out and how rich looking it is. So which is nice. And this is actually a high-end sealer. This is a single component aliphatic. This is UV stable. It will actually hold sun retention for anywhere from 3 to 5 years. What's nice about a lot of the different sealers we have, we actually offer 17 different types of sealers. We have sealers for every situation there is. So I always say talk to our reps in our office, and then tell them your situation, and we can actually tell you which type of sealer would be best scenario for you. We have it in low sheens, we have it in high sheens to make it real glossy. So it just turns out really nice. I mean, you can see how the modeling is on, and this was just using 2 colors of 20 series. Second coat satin, so you have the low sheen, so you don't have to worry about slippage or anything. Finish is what we call crater trowel. It looks like the texture is heavy, but it's not. It's actually, you can walk on it. It's really smooth. You don't have to worry about slipping or anything. You don't have to worry about tripping on anything. It's not like a skip trowel where you have a lot of ridges. It's a technique that we teach on how to be real flat, but give you that texture finish look. We're gonna seal with a semi-opaque. As you can see before, when we stained the finish on the 20 series and sealed it. Now we're gonna seal the semi-opaque stain. And as you can see, it's more of a full film. It will aesthetically hide any blemishes on your concrete, and it gives it more of an even finish. And what's nice about it, it still bites on really good, so it won't peel. It's actually becoming part of the surface. So this is another really good one. But it gives you that methodical look. So we're gonna seal this one using a GPD, which is a graphite polymer, which is very easy to clean. It works against hot tire friction, any chemical spill on it, you can wipe it right off. So it's a really good sealer. Same thing, I like to do the first coat in gloss, the second coat in satin. That way you have the low sheen, you won't slip, but meanwhile it pops the color. So I'm gonna actually put the first coat of gloss on right now. This one, when you're putting this on, it's thin to wind. You want to put on the sealers are designed to be really high industrial sealers, so you want to put it on really thin. You don't need to cake it on. And then as you're rolling it, you'll see that it actually has a light cast to it, but when it dries totally clear. So it's nothing to worry about, guys will think that it's gonna milk out. This is not gonna milk out. You're gonna put it on really thin, and it's gonna dry clear. And you thin coat. A gallon's gonna probably take you 400 to 500 square feet. So you're just putting on really thin, and then let it dry down. It will dry clear, as you can see. As we let it dry, it will dry clear, and it will show up really nice. I always tell guys that you don't need to use a heavy nap. Just use, normally on a textured finish like this, you're gonna use, the biggest is a 3/8 nap. Because remember, you're not caking it on, you're not splashing on, you're just rolling it out, thin coat, and then let it dry. It will dry down clear. And then if you want to put a satin on top, you can roll another thin coat of satin on top to give a satin finish. So what's nice about these sealers too, that you'll notice on the one that we showed, the other one we showed, and this one, no lap marks. It will dry clear, and you'll get no roller marks or nothing. So we're gonna let this dry for a minute, and then we'll show you the end result. So we rolled on the GPD sealer on this. So as you can see, as it starts drying, all the whiteness that originally was when we rolled it is now turning clear. So this will dry out nice and clear, and you can see we got the nice look. So it's real uniform. It'll be great for if you got a concrete slab and you got some like blotches or some staining. You can actually put on a semi-opaque and hide all your blemishes.